Hey guys, how's it going? It's Al. Week 1 is almost here on DraftKings, and we are going to talk about some of the top values in the ReignMakers game. For those of you who play ReignMakers, welcome to it. We're not going to go over any superstars in this video. This is going to be focused on the highest projecting non-superstar cards, and including what their buy-in level is. I don't know if you play in core, rare, elite, legendary, or ReignMakers. So wherever you fit in, you get to get in, and these are the cards that you should be making sure that you have in your collection for week 1. They also will be playable well beyond that, so building your collection around really high projectable players. The superstar players who don't carry the superstar tag is extremely important, because at its core, even though core is a tier, it's very hard to talk about ReignMakers because core is a tier and Reignmaker is a tier, which makes things extremely confusing, at least to me as a content creator, in how I need to communicate it to you, the viewer. But we're going to do that. I also have a very special giveaway that's going to be free for anybody who is interested in a trial over at Lucky Trader. So we'll get to that in just a minute. Thank you guys for being here. Drop a like on the video. Thank you for being here on the Smizzle Fantasy Football channel. Subscribe to this channel. I got videos coming out on the main channel and this channel all throughout the NFL season. So be sure that you subscribe, ring the notifications bell, leave me a reply down below with your favorite ReignMaker stack going into 2023. And let's go.
He's a legend.
As I teased in the open, we have a giveaway for you, something for free. We're partnering with luckytrader.com, so go to luckytrader.com and make sure that you go to Premium ReignMakers, and you will have access. If you use promo code SmizzGang, it is case sensitive, capital S, capital G, capital S, M-I-Z-Z, capital G, A-N-G. When you go to checkout, we'll get you access to their lineup optimizer. If you have your 2022 cards, I know people wanted to know what happens to my 2022 cards in 2023. They have free rolls, essentially, no entry fee. You already have the cards in your account. You can make lineups. And if you have a lot of them, it can be difficult to plug this stuff in. You get access to all of the tools that they have over at Lucky Trader for ReignMakers through the end of week 1. Sign in to purchase the ReignMaker tier. This is a $500 6-month subscription. You get it for free through week 1 to test out and try out and see if you like it before maybe you get this one, this, depending on how many lineups you have. There's 3 tiers of purchase, but you don't have to buy anything for the free trial. So use that promo code, support the channels and support the sites that support us and give back to us as a SmizzGang community. They want to get your feedback on it, so go check out the fine tools that they have over at luckytrader.com today. At quarterback, we have Justin Fields. Fantastic value every single week in ReignMakers 2022. His card is just as powerful in 2023 because they did not make him a superstar. Instead, they gave it to Justin Herbert at quarterback, and also has Austin Eckler at quarterback, which muddies that Chargers situation in terms, especially in terms of when they play any sort of island games. Like if they play the Chiefs, now you've got 3 superstars in that game and you have to find your way through it. I think Justin Fields should have been the one, but you can call him up. If you're playing in rare tier, you can use him as your core tier call up. Same goes for if you're playing in elite, playing in legendary, playing in ReignMakers tier. He is going to be a very popular card who is going to be priced higher than most quarterbacks in his range because of that ability to play up in tier. His prices right now, if we go to the marketplace, $18 for his core tier card for a player that you know is going to add a lot of floor with his legs, upside with rushing touchdowns, and the addition of DJ Moore could easily add to what they can do with him in terms of his fantasy output week in, week out. The rare ones, like I said, up to $70 for the booster set. The play action set is what a lot of people want to focus around because it's going to be gated contests for the play action set that are going to have larger prize pools as we get into the season. So if you just want the cheapest one, you can go for booster, but play action set allows you to have that. If you're interested in getting the royal cards, they are going to be more expensive. You could see it's a rare tier card, plays just like a rare tier card. But if you're somebody who plays for the franchise score and wants the benefits of tiering up in that, just holding a rare tier royal set card gives you 2,000 extra franchise score points, as well as giving you a crown benefit for how many fantasy points that player scores over the course of the year. They're only numbered to 100. Serials obviously matter. just like they did in 2022 NFL. The lowest total serial number for your lineup is going to be the tiebreaker. There's no ties in Rainmakers unless you have the exact same score and the exact same cumulative serial numbers. Elites, I love the fact that they have offers this year, and every time I go over this, it covers it up. Come on, Draft. Make this easier for me, please, to highlight your product. So the floor price listed is $940 for an elite Justin Fields tier card, which can be played up in Legendary, but the highest bid is $551. The truth probably lies somewhere in between for what the floor is. It's probably not going to sell at $550. It's probably not going to be bought at $940 for any random one. You can place an offer somewhere in between. It might get accepted. Place it for 1 to 3 days. And the highest tier ones that they have would be $19,000 for the Rainmaker, which you can't see behind my head, I guess. And there's a min price of $550 on the, $5,500 on the Legendary tier. Our next player in the non-superstar top value category is Joe Burrow. I know that people are saying, well, what if Joe Burrow doesn't play in week 1? Here's the secret. Lean in. If Joe Burrow doesn't play in week 1, don't put him in your DraftKings lineups in week 1. Expert tip for you, right? Big time analysis. If he doesn't play, don't play him. However, I'm working under the assumption that he does play, and the fact that he can tier up because he's a non-superstar makes him extremely viable, and the stacking is a thing in Rainmakers. You can double stack, you can single stack. They are more truncated lineups unless you're playing full roster with defense and kickers. Full roster, I would always double stack. Classic, which is a 5-man lineup, you can single or double stack. A pretty standard way to go is a quarterback, one of their pass catchers, a bring back player, somebody on the other team from the quarterback, and then a secondary stack, 2 players that are stacked not with your quarterback that you've chosen there. The Joe Burrow prices are pretty simple right across the board. It's not that hard to get in. If you just want to dip your toe, you can build a very, very, very good lineup at core for like less than $100. And that's not just a week 1 lineup. It's not just, well, I'm paying $100 and then I have to pay another $100 next week. You can play all of those cards for the rest of the year. If they make the playoffs, as long as that player's not injured and on the slate, that is your entry fee to these tournaments. So it's free entry once you own the cards, much like Ultimate Team for those of you who are new to it. Rare tier, $89 for the play action, which is somehow cheaper than the booster set. About a $10, $13 spread between the bid and the ask on that one. Elite goes up to $775, $630. $5,200 for a Legendary is the ask, and the Rainmaker tier is out of pocket. It just is what it is. If you were interested in joining our Discord, smizzle.tv/Discord for that. If you're a channel member here on YouTube, you get access to all the VIP rooms. But if you want to talk about Rainmakers with our specific side Rainmakers community, there is a token locked part of that Discord. Go to smizzle.tv/HQ. 33% of all proceeds go to charity. Another 33% benefits all the people on the Smizz Gang team, the moderators, the editors, the thumbnail makers, the artists, and everybody else who goes above and beyond. I pay them, but this allows me to give them a little Christmas bonus at the end of the year. Go pick it up. The prices will escalate. We have a couple on the market, but everyone that sells, the price does go up. We want to keep the community thriving, but small, so that we can be, a little bit more able to acquiesce and talk to everybody and do everything and be a small, personable community that can make the best money decisions that we want to as far as Rainmakers with packs, EV calculations, market decisions, and everything else. So jump into the Discord today and make sure you get your HQ coin. Only use my links for that, as there are fakes on OpenSea. Smizzle.tv/HQ will take you there. Bijan Robinson is one of the top non-superstar running backs. He's the highest ADP non-superstar running back on the year. Projects to get an awful lot of volume in this Falcons offense that ran the ball 8,792 times last year. Don't fact check me, but I'm close. The prices on the Bijan cards are kind of all over the place because there's some that are in this rookie debut set, as you see right here. The rookie debut sets have 2-year utility, meaning that you get that card for 2022 or for 2023. You can also get that card in 2024. So it's a 2-year card, much like the Field Pass cards from Rainmaker tier from last year, where if you had the card, you get the card next year as well. So they are priced accordingly. If you look at the core set, obviously they're going to taper off core as the season goes along. The prize pools are going to go down. They're trying to usher people to try and move up to rare and elite. through prize pack contests, player pack contests, everything else. They have DFS contests that are going to give out packs. If you're trying to start in core, realize that your prize pools are going to go down a few weeks into the season and continue trending down as the season goes along. Also, there is no cap on what they can print in terms of cards at the core and rare tier, where elite, legendary, and rainmaker tier are capped at the amount of cards that each individual player can have. You see the prices on the board. Again, the rookies, if you get the rookie debut set, not the booster set and not the field pass set, but if you were to get a rookie debut set of any of the rookies, they have 2-year utility. I would probably focus more on the quarterbacks if you wanted 2-year utility, because of the ramp up there, and wide receivers as well. Running backs are much more dangerous because of the risk inherent at the position. Not like wide receivers can't get hurt. JSN just broke his wrist, but like running backs are the ones that tend to have issues more often with injury. Rhamondre Stevenson, top week 1 value because of, I'm not buying, one, there's only 2 running backs in the running back room. They cut literally everybody. Mac Jones, the only quarterback. Rhamondre and Zeke are the only 2 running backs. I don't think Zeke is going to take on much more than like a late career Jerome Bettis role, which means like some short yardage stuff, some plunges at the goal line, but Rhamondre going to maintain an awful lot of value. 20 opportunities a game incoming, with maybe 25% of those coming in the passing game, and is not going to give up 100%. He's not going to cede 100% of the inside the 5 carries, so I love him as well. One of my favorite cards from 2022 remains one of my favorite cards from 2023. I tend, as a player, to load up on non-superstar running backs because I like to build around superstar stacks, be it the quarterback or the wide receiver, because when one does well, it pulls the other along with him and probably brings along somebody on another team as well, right? The bring back player. So I can knock out 3 spots in one player, in one, not one player, but one purchase, right? Because I look at them collectively as superstar stacks and then bring back plays as well. And then I can just plug in a really high volume 5-box type running back, and Rhamondre definitely checks off that box. Here are the prices for him, as low as like $7 or $8 at core, right? Like I said, you can get in just like last year if you want to test out Rainmakers at the core tier for like $70 to $75 with an elite type last. See, I said it again. See, I've already used the words core and elite and Rainmakers, and those are 3 of the tiers. It's so stupid. Anyway, you could build a backbone. It's so stupid that I have to find, I need a thesaurus to make Rainmakers videos. You could build this trunk. God, this sucks. You could build an entire lineup at core around these really high quality players with big time projections that are not superstars. You could do it also at rare for a little bit more money, obviously, as you tier up in the game. The prices do go up, but giving yourself an excellent chance to win because of their super high projections week in, week out. Josh Jacobs, another one of my favorites in 2022. Going to be one of my Rainmakers favorites in 2023 as well, for all the same reasons that Rhamondre Stevenson is. Solid matchup against the Broncos, albeit on the road. They're going to feed him the football. It's going to be Devontae Adams. It's going to be Josh Jacobs eating up most of the volume and scoring most of the touchdowns that the Raiders score this season. Waller is gone. There's not much else to go to. They have a quarterback who has a low ADOT, but will take shots downfield when he can to other certain players. But this offense, with the same coaching staff, with the same verbiage, he did not take any, reps in preseason because he was holding out because he didn't like the way that running backs are being treated, and I get that. But his prices are still in line. Costs more than the Rhamondre card. And I can't scroll this up because there's only a certain amount. Let's go price low to high. There we go. So behind my head, you can't see it, but the core tier ones are, top offer is 15 and 14 for core. Rare, 61 to 70 spread on the rare. Booster set, if you wanted the more desirable play action set, it's 53 to 78 and then goes up as you go. And Rainmaker tier, none are for sale for Josh Jacobs. And another amazingly powerful card to build your superstar stacks around and have a running back that you could play at any tier, be it at the tier they're at or pulling that player up to play with you. Moving on to wide receivers, AJ Brown, the grown-ass man, is still really, really good. Non-superstar card. You can play him with or without Jalen Hurts. If you have a Jalen Hurts, you have to get yourself an AJ Brown and probably a Devontae Smith, in my opinion, because when Jalen Hurts has a tournament-winning week, you want AJ Brown, but he's a fine standalone player as well. Going to project to have like 18 plus fantasy points most weeks on DraftKings. His prices for his cards, again, $18 at core. Rare, here's the spread there. his elite card right now, there is no bid on an elite card. $900 for his elite. Let's take a look at what the sales have been for the elite cards. We've seen one at 1,000 for a low serial number 14, $950 for this 14. It's probably the same card. Somebody bought it and flipped it. And as I've said forever, Rainmakers is as much a market game as it is a daily fantasy game. Number 2, mega premiums. If you were to luck box getting a super low serialed AJ Brown, if you were to make an offer by clicking the make offer button up here, your offer would go for any of the sales. So there's no bids available. If you were to put a bid up of like $750, somebody might accept it, but you could get one here from like Mr. Good Seats, which is serial 90, 89. You're probably not going to get a low serialed one like this one, where the ask is more probably what those cards are going to sell for. Jalen Waddle, you see his royal card behind it. This 2,000 free franchise score points, as well as some crowns down the road. Crowns are 550 crowns for $1. So the better Jalen Waddle does, the more crowns the holder of this card is going to get plunked into their account. So it has the possibility of generating money for you on a snapshot basis whenever they do those, whether it's once a month or once every couple of weeks for the franchise score leaderboard. See if you're close to tearing up 1 or 2 payouts and do the quantifications and see if that makes sense for you to purchase a royal tier card in order to tier up in franchise score and just get some money dropped into your account once a month. The Jalen Waddle cards, $100 spread between the royal, $495 ask to a $395 bid. $12, $13 for the core tier card, as you can see there. The Rainmaker tier card, $5,600 to $68. $3,200 is the ask on the legendary tier. Elite is $550 to $789. And the final player, high projectable player, fits very well if you are building a stack with Joe Burrow at any tier. If you're playing at legendary, you need 2 legendary cards and can call up 3 elites. If you're playing at elite, you need 4 elites and 1 rare tier card. So understand the lineup building rules at the tier that you're building. T. Higgins, obviously not as good as Jamar Chase from an on-field perspective, but for a wide receiver too, doesn't ever have to face the number 1 cornerback out there. He has some pretty outstanding and high floor, high ceiling outputs on a week in, week out basis. As long as Joe Burrow's there, makes for an outstanding stack with him that you can call up to the legendary tier if you are somebody who plays up there in the second highest division, or you can get 1 at tier at elite and 1 that's a rare. Let's take a look at the rare prices and find the one that's cheaper for you. 37 to 60 spread on the booster set, 53 to 28 spread on the play action. I am suggesting that if you're going to buy cards, you buy the play action set instead of buying the booster, because everything goes along with it. No Rainmaker tier card, and behind my head, the 3,900 right now is the ask on T. Higgins at the highest tier. $9 if you want his core tier card. So if that doesn't highlight how easy it is to build a core lineup to dip your toe in Rainmakers, I don't know what to tell you. You get to use these cards all year long and try to make money all year long. So I wish you the best of luck in week 1. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.